Hey guys, Satyajit Pattnaik here and welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I have talked about Windows function in SQL. I have tried to cover each and every topic related to Windows function, which is one of the most important topics in SQL. In case some of the topics are missed out, let me know in the comment section below so that I can get back to you as soon as possible and see you in the video. Hi. In this video, we shall be learning about Windows function in SQL. Now, what is a Windows function? A Windows function in MySQL used to do a calculation process across a set of rows that are related to the current row. The current row is that row for which function evaluation occurs. Windows function performs a calculation similar to a calculation done by using the aggregate functions. Now, if I ask you, can we find the total sales of a particular country or total sales on a particular table? Of course, it's possible by using simple aggregations. But is it possible to have that aggregation as part of a separate column? So that value has to be row by row. For an example, I'll just quickly explain one example. So let's say I'm dealing with sales data. So I have country, I have, let's say I have dates, and I have sales. For example, we have these three columns. Now, if I ask you what is the total sales, of course, sum of sales from table name will give me the total sales. And my output will be a single measure, a single value, right? Similarly, if you ask me what is the total sales with respect to each country, well, again, it's quite simple. You have to do a simple group by query here, group by country, which will give you like India 140k, Australia 200k, and that's how the output will be. For an example, I want you to have the entire records, and in a separate column you have to add a total sales of that particular country. Is it possible? Well, it is possible using Windows function. Okay, so we'll talk about this practical part now. Before getting into the practicals, Windows function applies aggregate and ranking functions over a particular window or a set of rows. Over clause is used with Windows function to define that window. Over clause does two important things. What are they? Partitions rows into form set of rows, orders rows within those partitions into a particular order. Enough of the theoretical part, we'll jump into the practicals. So in order to understand the practicals, we will be learning about these three important uh, functions which are studied inside your Windows functions. So one is your row number, one is rank, and one is first value. Watch what each one of them means. Row number basically gives a sequential integer to every row within its partition. Rank function ranks the records based on certain features. And first value functions return the value of the specific expression with respect to the first row in the Windows frame. So we will be using some exercises. So let's say we will start with row number, which is gives a sequential integer to every row within its partition. So we'll learn about row number. I'll quickly jump into my classic models database. In case you are not sure what this database is all about, you can go to mysqltutorials.org and you can just download the classic models. This is a very common database, so you can easily do this. So I'll just use classic model so that my database is active. Now I will see what are the different tables which are present inside your show tables. And then I have so many tables: customers, employees, offices, order details, orders. So we'll deal with products. So I'll just do select star from products. Now This basically shows me all my product information. Simple. Now you already have a column called as MSRP, manufacturer retail price or something like that. I don't know exactly the meaning of MSRP, but looks like the retail price. Now, if somebody asks you, can we do first, can we find the total MSRP for each product line? Well, it's possible. So let's say select sum of MSRP from product line from products group by product line. Simple. This will give me the sum of MSRP for each product. Now let me just save it. Create table product line MSRP as. So I'm just saving it so that we can reuse it later on. Now you can see I'm doing a group by activity here. And for each product line, I have my sum of MSRP. Now the question changes, can we have this particular values? Let's say these particular values, my total sum of MSRP for each row in your product line table, in your products table. Well, using Windows function, it is possible. Let's see how to solve this using Windows function. So using Windows function, what I will do is I will of course use the same sum of MSRP and I will do a over and partition by. So let's get started. So select star from products. I will give an alias name to products as A, and here I will remove the star and do A dot product line. And then I will do A dot star. That means I want all the records. And then I will do sum of A dot MSRP. Here I will be using the over partition by. Partition by what? Based on product line, we are doing the MSRP. So partition by A dot product line. And then I will close the bracket and then I will give an alias name as total MSRP. Okay. Now if I run this, you can see for product line classic cars, I'm getting a total MSRP as this. And if I scroll down for a different product line, for motorcycles, I'm getting 1263. And you can see that means I am basically finding the total sum of MSRP for each products as a separate column. And using Windows function, this is quite possible. Okay, now moving on to row number. How do we use row number? Row number, what exactly is row number? We have already studied row number is nothing but gives a sequential integer to every value within its partition. Simple. Now, what we will do is we will try to use the row number and see how to deal with row number. So again, I will use select row number and then I will give my over partition by over. And this is how you use your Windows function. You use your function and then do your over and then partition by some columns. Over order by, let's say I'm ordering by the MSRP as row num product line, and then I also need the MSRP from products, and then I will do a order by MSRP. Order, let's do it in the same separate line, order by MSRP. Now if I run this, that means for each type of product line, I am getting a row number value. So you can see different row numbers for different MSRP values. You can see for different MSRP values, I'm getting a different row number. Vintage cars, this MSRP 1. Then it keeps on increasing and the row number increases, right? If you want to do a order by product line, then you can also do it. So for each product line, okay, so product line is not required. MSRP, let's do it by MSRP. So for each partition of MSRP, for each MSRP type, I'm getting it. So I'm typing product line, which is a little bit confusing here. So for each MSRP value, for each MSRP distinct MSRP values, I'm getting a different row number value. Okay. And if I do it for product line, so okay. So okay, let's do it. Instead of MSRP, I will do product line. I'm not using MSRP right now, and order by product line. So row number is as simple as we are providing some sort of row value numbers to each of the entries. So how many records do we have in this particular table? Let's say I will do count star from products 110. So 110 records, it is giving a row number to each and every row based on certain features. Let's say you want to do it based on MSRP, you can do it. You want to do it based on product line, you can do it. Okay. Now, after row number comes your ranking operation, rank function, which is basically a ranking function, So in order to learn ranking function, what we will be doing is we will be creating a dummy table. So let us use our original intro SQL table database. And in the intro SQL database, I will be creating a demo table. Let's say create table demo. And then I will add some variable integer. Let's say I created. So my table is created. After my table is created, then I will insert the values. Insert into demo values. So we just have single entry. So I'm just adding like this 102. Let's say I will just copy paste this. Okay. And then let's say we'll give some values like 103, 103, 104, 105, and that's it. Okay, let's add two more entries. Let's say I will do 106 and 106. Okay, and then I will insert the values, and then upon insertion, I will do a select star from demo, and these are all my entries 101, 102, 103, 103, 104, 105. Now, let's say you want to do a ranking based on a particular column. How can we do that? It's very simple. Select, we just have one column, which is var a. So I'm doing select var a, and then I'm using the rank operation, rank over. So always when we use a Windows function, we have to use the function over partition by or order by or whatever it is in a bracket. Over, let's say I'm ordering by var a. So based on my var a, based on my this particular column, I'm going to give a rank. Okay. And var a as, let's say, test ranks from demo. Now, just imagine you are you have a class. You are a teacher, you have a class, and there are 10 students. Let's say there are 5 students. One candidate has scored 91, one has scored 88, one has scored 88, one has scored 14, and one has scored 13, something like that. So who will be the rank 1? It will be 91. Simple. Who will be rank 2? It will be 88. Who will be rank 3? As in the 88 position, there are 2 people. So there are 2 persons. That means there will be no rank 3. Then it will move to rank 4, which will be 14, and rank 5, which will be 13. This is how ranking system works. Similarly, if I do this for this particular case, you can see 101 rank is 1, then 102 is rank 3, then 102 is rank 2, then rank 3, then rank 3 again, and then there is no rank 4, directly rank 5. And this is how ranking operation works. So this is another Windows function. Now, I will talk about first value. First value And what is first value? As we already know, first value returns the value of a specific expression with respect to first row in the window frame. Okay, so let's see. Uh, let's see if we have a table like, okay, okay, we will be using telco churn. Select max. Okay, let's try to do a select star from telco churn A, and this is how my table looks like, right? And let's say I want to do max of total charges from telco churn A, and this is my total charges. Simple. Let's say I want to find uh, the customer who is having the maximum total charges. How can we do that? We can simply do that by, let's say I want to find the name of the person. There are multiple ways to do it. So let's say select start from telco churn A. Do we have the name? We don't have name, but we'll find out that customer ID who is having the maximum total charges, right? So I will do customer ID from telco churn where total charges equals to select max total charges from telco churn A. Okay. If I do this, then I will get the customer ID having the maximum total charges. This is also one way. Another way is select customer ID from telco churn A, order by total charges desk limit 1. This is also possible, right? This will also give me the same output. Now, who has the highest credit limit? Sorry, the highest total charges? This particular customer is having the highest total charges. Can we find it using a first value operation? Let's try to find it out. Select customer ID, and then I will have first value of customer ID, and then I will have over order by total charges desk as highest total charges from telco churn A. Let's say we'll do it, and then okay. Now you can see for each and every customer ID, let's say I want to have star. Will this work? Okay. Now you can see I want to know who is the highest paid customer, the highest total charges customer in each and every row. And that is why we are using Windows function, right? Because if we don't want to use, like if we don't want the values as part of a particular row, then you can easily do the group by operation or this operation, and this will give you a concrete value that this customer, Mr. X, is having the highest total charges. But if you want that Mr. X highest total charges as part of a new column in your table, for each row, it has to print the total charges. In that case, you can use a Windows function. And that's all about Windows function. You have to practice more and more Windows function because there are a lot of scenarios, a lot of cases in interviews. You might have to, deal with Windows function as well. It all depends upon case to case, but Windows functions are very important. I hope you get an understanding on Windows function right now. In case we want to have some other Windows function, okay, let's try to take another example of Windows function. Again, I'm using intro SQL, another simple example. So let's say I already have my queries ready. So I'm just copy pasting the query. Create table sales employee. It's the employee name, fiscal year, which year, what is the sales, and my employee and fiscal year combined together is basically my primary key. Okay. Then I also have my insert values. insert into sales, and this is how my data looks like. Select star from sales, and then if I run this, Ravi, Satya, and all these things. Now, if you want the total sum of sales, which is an aggregated function, you can easily do it. Total sum of sales will give you the total sales. Now, if you want, can we find the total sales for each fiscal year? Of course, total sale fiscal year from sales group by fiscal year. Now, if you run this, you will get it. Simple. And then, if you want the total sum, like in a Windows function, in that case, what we can do is select fiscal year. Let's say I want the name as well, and then I want the sale value, sum of sale over partition by fiscal year as total sales from sales. Now, if we do this, then you can see that we are able to get the total sales in a different column, right? Total sales for each year. What is the total sales for each year? Total sales for each year is for 2016, it is 450. For 2017, it is 400. For 2018, it is 650. Now, in this query, we are getting the total sales for each year as a separate column. And this is where your Windows function comes into picture. Here, what I'm doing is a simple sum operation on the sales over what? Over partition by fiscal year. And then I'm giving an alias name, which is total sales. So this is all about the basics of Windows function. Please practice Windows function as much as possible. And in the next class, we'll be talking about how SQL and Python can interact with each other, and then how can we get data from from SQL to Python and then do our analysis. That's it for Windows function. Thank you.